What's up, YouTube? Sweatpants Joe here, and I have the final two pieces of the puzzle that I was missing. Bret the Hitman Hart and Andre the Giant from the Masters of the WWE Universe line. This completes my collection. I'm very happy to have them. I got Bret Hart for a pretty good deal because his box is all beat up, but I'm going to open them up anyway. And Andre the Giant, I got off Macari. I sold some stuff, so it was an even trade for me with that. So here we go. Let's check out Bret Hart and Andre the Giant, Masters of the WWE Universe. Here's the back of Bret Hart's card. You can see that he's got the Triclops action going on, and it shows you how to change his goggles. And then here's the artwork. He's at the Snake Mountain ring, and he's just got the, yeah, looks pretty cool. I like this artwork a lot. This is actually pretty dope. With perfect sight and perfect technique, WWE superstars fear the excellent executioner. He's the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. So here's the artwork that comes with Bret Hart. He's fighting Stone Cold Steve Austin. There you see Triple H in the background with Goldberg. And here's the back. That's a pretty dope. That's a pretty cool picture. I really like that. That's actually really, really cool. That might be my favorite artwork so far. And there he is. It's Bret the Hitman Hart as Triclops. This pops right off, no problem. Pretty good likeness. I don't know, Mattel seems to have problems getting Bret Hart's likeness down with his figures, but this one's not bad. It's a little cartoony, which I think helps. So yeah, he's got the three different ones. Here's his silver sunglasses and his pink sunglasses, probably his most famous sunglasses. And then he's got, that's like the Calgary Hitman logo. It's also kind of like the logo, that's the skull that's on his heart. I want to point out that the sword is just Triclops' sword painted with a pink shaft, but the sword seems really, really brittle. I'm going to compare him to Triclops, and I'll compare the swords then. But to me, this sword seems really brittle. It doesn't have a whole lot of give to it. It feels like it's going to snap. It was wrapped in the plastic really, really well, so they did a good job protecting it. Mattel did. But yeah, it's really brittle. Just something you want to be careful of. Maybe display him where he's not going to fall over and break the sword. I love his boots. They're white with the black stripes. Pretty good detail on those. And he's got the 4 hearts. And his logo is on the Triclops armor. Here he is from behind. There you go, Bret the Hitman Hart. Let's take the armor off and see how he looks without the armor on. So here he is without the armor on. This is something I wanted to point out because it jumped out at me right away. Bret Hart always wrestled in a singlet, so he never really wrestled shirtless. So when you take the armor off, he doesn't have like a singlet on underneath, and that's kind of a bummer. I wish he would have had like a singlet painted on the torso. So that's kind of a drag, but you know, I tend to keep the armor on these guys anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, just something I wanted to point out, that Bret Hart doesn't have a singlet on. So here I have him standing next to Triclops and the Undertaker, because I wanted to point something out. The armor that he has on is not the same armor that comes on Triclops. It's actually the same armor that comes on the Undertaker. So you see the back of the Undertaker's armor, and he's got like these blades molded into the armor. Triclops doesn't have that. He just has the holder for his sword. So Bret Hart and the Undertaker have the same armor. Bret's is just painted a little differently. And now that I'm holding Triclops, by the way, his sword is just as brittle as Bret Hart. So that's a very brittle sword. I normally just keep Triclops' sword in the holder so that I don't really I don't really mess around with his sword too much, so. But yeah, there you go. There's the three of them standing next to each other. All right, let's take a look at Andre the Giant, the eighth wonder of WWE Eternia. And I know what you're thinking. He fits in a normal packaging. Well, here's the rub. You look at the bottom, his feet aren't on. You have to put his feet on. There's the instructions on the back. Attach his legs for the giant size figure. And this is some pretty dope artwork. You see Hulk Hogan about to attack him with the axe. There are many heroes of WWE Eternia, many villains. Many villains too. Many brave, many strong, many fast, many cunning. But there's only one true giant, and he's simply known as Andre. And there you see Ultimate Warrior and John Cena in the background. But that's a cool, very cool artwork. And here's the artwork that comes with Andre. Similar to the one that's on the back, you see Hulk Hogan and Andre fighting each other with the Ultimate Warrior and John Cena in the background. And then there's the back of the card with Andre the Giant. So, I mean, I get it. Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan's feud was very famous. But, you know, when I think of Andre the Giant, I think of the good guy Andre the Giant. I don't really think of his feud with Hulk Hogan. Because I had already known him as a good guy before he had that feud. And he was only a bad guy for like 3 years. He was a good guy for like 30. So come on now. Come on, Mattel. Make him a good guy. So there he is out of the package before I put the feet on him. I want to do a size comparison before I put the feet on him. There he is next to Bret Hart. So without feet, he's about the size of a regular figure. Let's put the feet on him and see how much bigger he is. And there he is. He's a lot bigger. That's about realistic scale. How much bigger Andre was than everybody else. What I like about this figure, I want to point out the likeness. I think that's a really, really good likeness of Andre the Giant. It's almost like a young man Andre the Giant, although he has the short haircut. It's really, really cool. And I like the outfit, the Titan outfit with the Andre paint. I wish this popped a little more. Yeah, that logo on the crest, I think it's just a sticker. But I can also see some blue paint rub off, so I don't know what's going on with it. Let me bring it up close for you guys. I just wish this A popped a little more, that's all. It's a little dull, but other than that, cool figure. Not much going on, like as far as paint rub off goes. Here's the back of him. He's got the single strap. Okay, so he's got his gear on underneath. I'm gonna take that off and we're gonna look at him without it, but yeah. And here's Andre all by himself with Bret Hart out of the way. Just so we can marvel at Andre the Giant. Let's take the armor off and see what he looks like without it. Okay, guys, this is really cool. So when you take all the armor off, he has his singlet on underneath. So it just looks like a standard Andre the Giant wrestling figure. That's really cool. It's also a new buck. I wanted to point that out. Let me pull this up close. I don't know if camera's not really picking it up, but you can see now it's 2021 Mattel. The rest of them say 2020. So this is a completely new figure, new tooling. I know how things are working just by watching YouTube videos. I have to imagine they're going to use this tool again. They're not going to spend all this money on this tool just to make an Andre the Giant Walmart exclusive figure. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense from a business standpoint. I bet you in the Superstars line or in the Masters of the Universe Origins line, we're going to see this buck again. Okay, I was just, when I grabbed him, I noticed the wrist gauntlets weren't attached to him. The wrist gauntlets actually come off. That's really cool. He's just standard Andre the Giant Remco wrestling figures, what he looks like now. That's pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. Here's the entire wave all together. They're still slowly trickling in Walmarts, but I'm seeing more and more people posting every day that they found them. And I'm also seeing more and more listings on eBay and Mercari every day. And the prices are getting a little lower. I still wouldn't spend what they're charging online right now, but keep your eye on it because I feel like they're dropping because more and more of them are becoming available. And I really feel like going into December and January, you're going to see these a lot more. Let me know in the comments below, have you been able to find them? And thank you guys for watching. I'm really bummed that this line is over because it was probably my favorite toy line of the last couple years. But it's not over in a sense because we are going to get the Superstars line coming in 2022. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.